Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of sources and unearth the most important nuggets of knowledge, giving you a shortcut to being well-informed.
That's right.
Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating deep dive into a collection of historical accounts and personal correspondence surrounding the recent surprising events at Castle Macindaw.
Our mission today is definitely to move beyond just, a simple retelling of a siege. We're here to explore the remarkable confluence of seemingly disparate elements, from ancient tactical principles to some pretty sophisticated psychological warfare and even the often underestimated power of belief.
Belief, yeah.
All these things led to a truly unexpected outcome. We'll be uncovering the extraordinary planning, the very human drama, and the personal states involved in reclaiming a major stronghold.
And we've got accounts from key figures involved, offering these unique perspectives on how a small, unconventional force managed to achieve such a victory.
It's quite the story.
Get ready for some profound insights into leadership, innovative strategy, and what happens when perception is, well, truly everything. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Our story opens with a truly grim situation for Gundar Hardstriker, captain of the Skandian ship Wolf Cloud. His vessel lies ruined, beached in Heirloon with its keel irreparably broken, hull twisted.
It's bad. The sources emphasize that to a Skandian, a ship is almost a living thing, an extension of oneself.
Right. So what does this initial predicament tell us about Gundar's state of mind and the wider context for these Skandians?
Well, it's more than just a damaged ship. It's a complete loss of identity and pride for Gundar and his crew, a real blow. They've already faced a disastrous raiding voyage in Gaelic and Iberian coastal villages where apparently previous raiders had stripped everything bare. Just bad luck.
So they got nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And crucially, Heirloon itself was effectively off limits. Remember that peace treaty between Skandia's Obriarl Arak and the Heirloon king?
Ah, right, the treaty.
So Gundar's initial avoidance of Heirloon, it really highlights their desperation. They were truly out of options.
Yet amidst that despair, we see this flicker of unexpected hope. They land on Seacliff Island off Heirloon's southeast coast and encounter a young ranger.
The very one known to have fought alongside Eric against the Timajai. Small world.
Isn't it? And this ranger surprisingly offers them provisions, even a banquet. Gundar recounts his rough-and-tumble sailors staying on their best manners, humbly asking their table companions to pass the meat.
Yeah. It's a stunning image, isn't it?
It really is. A moment of surprising hospitality from a traditional enemy.
It is, and it definitely showcases the evolving relationship between Heirloon and Skandia. But that glimmer of goodwill, it quickly darkens. As a favor, that same ranger asks Gundar to take a criminal named John Buttle, a thief and murderer, as a slave to Skandia.
Okay.
Gundar agrees, seeing a strong man who would probably fetch a good price. Practical, I suppose.
And this is a pivotal turn. During a massive storm, facing a perilous lee shore situation where the ship might not even survive.
A real nightmare scenario for any sailor.
Gundar makes the unexpected choice to unchain Buttle. Wants to give him a chance, the sources say.
An act of mercy. Or maybe desperation. It highlights a crucial leadership dilemma, right? When does desperation justify trust?
And what are the unforeseen costs when that trust is betrayed?
Exactly. Buttle, of course, seizes that chance, brutally escaping on the River Ouzel, killing 2 Skandian crewmen in the process.
Awful.
Gundar is left with this deep self-blame, cursing Buttle and himself, convinced he should have just dropped him overboard, chains and all.
You can understand why he'd feel that way. That betrayal creates a very personal vendetta against Buttle, which becomes a powerful motivator later in our deep dive.
Absolutely. And just as the Skandians are grappling with this, another key player is introduced, Horace. He's a knight-errant or freelance, identifiable by a blue clenched fist on a white round buckler.
Right, the classic symbol.
He's navigating these snow-covered lands on his battle horse, Kicker, equipped with a lance, sword, helmet, and interestingly, a longbow. Not standard knight equipment.
No, it isn't. And Horace quickly has a troubling encounter. He meets Sir John Buttle, who is scouting for Lord Keren.
You're a John Buttle, yes.
Buttle is immediately rude, aggressive, puts Horace right on edge. What does Horace's keen observation of Buttle's men described as scruffy, their surcoats stained and crumpled, their arms and armor unburnished and dull, looking more like forest brigands than castle men-at-arms, signal about the state of affairs at Macindaw?
Well, that's a crucial observation. Even before we know the full story, Horace's assessment of Buttle's men is a direct signal. It speaks volumes about the breakdown of discipline, morale, and ultimately the legitimacy of Keren's command.
Like reflects like.
Precisely. A true knight's men reflect his own rigor, and Buttle's slovenly troops betray his fraudulent nature. It's an early red flag for Horace that something is deeply wrong at Macindaw. Buttle tries to assert authority, claiming Lord Siren is dead or near death, his son Ormond has fled, and Lord Keren is now in charge with Buttle as his garrison commander.
But Horace is having none of it, right? He senses Buttle isn't a real knight.
Exactly. Despite Buttle's claims, Horace remains skeptical. His instincts are sharp.
And so, with a desperate Skandian captain and a suspicious knight-errant now in play, the pieces are slowly moving into place. Then we have the dramatic arrival of Will Treaty.
Will.
Disguised in his mottled ranger cloak, startling Gundar and his men. They initially mistake him for a spirit.
You can imagine. Rangers have that effect. But their fear quickly turns to relief upon recognizing the ranger from Seacliff Island.
The reunion quickly shifts, though, doesn't it? From relief to a shared purpose.
It does. Will learns that Ulf Oakbender, a Skandian who fought alongside him, was one of the men murdered by Buttle during his escape.
Oh, wow. So that personal connection again.
Yes. This shared loss immediately cements the Rangers and Skandians' common enemy. Will then makes a very direct, very bold proposition. He just says, I'm looking for fighting men. I plan to sack a castle. Just like that.
Huh. No messing about.
None at all. And Gundar, seeing a clear path out of his stranded predicament and a chance for vengeance, readily accepts.
And the audacity of Will's plan extends to the financials. He offers the Skandians 70 gold royals for their services.
A hefty sum.
A sum that utterly outrages Ormond's loyal but rather priggish secretary, Xander. Xander bristles, saying it's outrageous.
He's very protective of Ormond's coffers.
But Will, with a warning note in his voice, quickly asserts his authority. He says he's acting with the king's authority. It's subtle, but a powerful display of how a ranger operates quietly, but with ultimate backing.
Absolutely. That ranger cloak carries weight. Simultaneously, we're introduced to Malcolm the Healer, known publicly as Malcolm the Black Sorcerer.
Right, the sorcerer. This is where things get really interesting.
Indeed. He's a healer for a community of disfigured and disabled people driven from their homes. He lives hidden away in Grimsdale Wood.
And he has eyes and ears everywhere.
He possesses this vast network of observers in the wood, providing him with vital, unusual intelligence, like the sightings of the shipwrecked Skandians.
Malcolm also provides insight into Alyss's plight. Alyss, a courier, is imprisoned by Keren.
And Keren is using a blue gemstone to mesmerize her, trying to enslave her mind. A nasty business.
But Malcolm's network also connects the dots for Will, reporting a freelance with a blue fist on a white shield, riding a bay horse named Nicker or Wicker.
Close enough. That confirms Horace's presence in the area for Will.
So, with Alyss imprisoned, covert communication becomes absolutely crucial. We see her attempting to signal from her tower window using a lamp and this courier's signal code.
Moving the lamp to different corners for limes, flashes for letter positions. Very clever, but risky.
And Will, with his ranger ingenuity, responds. He hides his own white light signal among other colored flickering lights produced by Malcolm's people, red, yellow, blue.
Yeah, to distract Keren's guards. The sources describe it as hiding a tree in the forest. Right. Classic ranger misdirection.
He even sends a specialized arrow up to her window. It has a hollow cylinder for a written message.
And a small, shiny black pebble.
The stellatite. Malcolm explains that this celadotite, or starstone pebble, has otherworldly properties, though he admits he's not entirely sure how it works.
Which immediately makes us question the line between perception and reality, doesn't it? How much of what we call magic is simply the manipulation of belief?
A question that will become very relevant later, indeed. This covert communication ultimately leads to an unexpected and much-needed reunion. Horace arrives at the Cracked Flagon Inn,
where the innkeeper, Cullum, is already suspicious of Buttle's recruiting methods. Good instincts there, too.
Horace learns Will, disguised as a jongleur, has gone into Grimsdale Wood.
And when Will arrives back at the inn, it's this exuberant reunion between the two friends. You can almost picture it.
Definitely. Horace reveals that Halt and Crowley sent him because Alyss's pigeon handler had disappeared, likely thanks to Buttle's men.
Cutting off her usual communication lines? Smart in a nasty way.
Horace confirms Alyss is being held prisoner, and his immediate instinct, so typical of his knightly code, is just, right, let's go rescue her.
Charge right in, Horace's way.
And as a practical matter for the fight they know is coming, Horace gives Will his powerful 85-pound longbow.
A significant upgrade from Will's recurve. That bow became important.
We also get that charming insight into their dynamic. The anecdote about Will's dog, Shadow.
And Horace's insistence on calling her Blackie.
Despite Trobar, Malcolm's large, quiet follower, trying to teach him her true name, Shatho.
Trobar's patience must have been tested. It's a delightful moment of character banter amidst all the serious planning. Really reminds us of the deep bonds between these friends.
Okay, now that the main players are allied, it's time to strategize. Will lays out Keren's true treachery to Horace.
The full picture. Keren slowly poisoned Lord Siren, then attempted to poison Ormond, while spreading these rumors that Ormond was dabbling in black arts to seize control of the castle. It's pure villainy.
And Horace, drawing on his battle school training under Sir Rodney, immediately outlines the traditional requirements for a castle assault.
Right. Siege engines, catapults, trebuchets.
And yes, even dead cows for morale, or rather, to destroy morale.
He emphasizes the need for a numerical advantage, the standard doctrine.
Okay.
3 or 4 times the defenders.
Which is a problem. Macindaw's garrison is estimated at maybe 30 to 35 men. Horace calculates they need, 105 to 140 attackers?
Minimum, by the book.
But Will reveals they only have 25 Skandians.
Which leads to Horace's initial dismay that's way too few, but then a flash of excitement.
Yeah, he realizes who they have. He says, if we've got troops like that, we'll get away with a 3-to-1 majority, I should think. Maybe even a little less. He calls them beautiful.
It's a testament to the Skandians' formidable reputation as warriors.
Oh.
Quality over quantity, perhaps.
Meanwhile, Alyss is waging her own critical battle, a mental one. She's rigorously adhering to Malcolm's instructions, using that stalactite pebble.
Right. To counter Keren's mesmerism, touch the pebble, focus on a positive, pleasant image, Will's face, specifically, and speak normally to avoid suspicion.
Intense focus required there.
Absolutely. And she notes Keren's control weakens when he's distracted. That's a crucial detail for her resistance. And this mental endurance allows her to gather vital intelligence.
What does she overhear?
She overhears Keren reveal that General McCaddish, the Scotty commander, is due to arrive.
McCaddish, okay, that changes things. This information solidifies the alliance and brings Malcolm the healer fully into the plan.
Malcolm makes a crucial decision here. He agrees to help Ormond and Will, despite risking his secluded life and exposing his protective devices as mere tricks.
And his explanation is quite simple, isn't it? He says, I'm a healer. I swore to dedicate my life to the art. If I turned you away, I'd be an oath breaker. What does that tell us about the ethical boundaries of an expert's work, even in wartime?
It's profound, really. For Malcolm, his professional integrity, his oath as a healer, clearly transcends his desire for a peaceful, secluded life. His duty is to alleviate suffering, even if it means stepping into conflict.
Still, he has practical concerns.
Oh, yeah. He worries about the Skandians eating him out of house and home, and Will and Horace's plague of locusts' appetite for coffee.
Fair enough. Ormond agrees to supply provisions, tasking the reluctant Xander with the duty.
Or Xander.
So, with the McCaddish intel, Will and Horace devise a plan to capture the general alive. They want to disable him, not kill him.
A targeted operation. They figure they only need about 12 men, Will, Horace, and 10 Skandians. And for stealth, the Skandians remove their distinctive horned helmets.
Makes sense. Finally, we see Ormond's grief and Xander's profound loyalty. Will has to deliver the news of Lord Siron's death to Ormond,
who accepts it quite fatalistically, almost as if he expected it.
But Xander has a more emotional reaction, deeply saddened by the loss of his initial master, Siren. Ormond's leadership shines here, though.
It does. Very empathetic. He allows Xander to cope through service, finding solace in tasks like getting tea. And Malcolm, applying some practical psychology, later has the naturally fearful Skandians guard McCaddish.
To heighten the illusion of danger for the captured general? Clever.
Very clever. It plays right into the Scotties' potential fear of these fierce northern warriors.
And now, with the stage set and crucial intelligence gathered, it's time for the night of action, starting with Malcolm's truly elaborate sorcerer's interrogation of McCaddish.
This is pure theater and psychological manipulation at its finest.
The scene is eerie, an overnight journey to a secluded clearing. Even the hardened Skandians and Horace are made to feel fear.
Malcolm coached them, apparently. Trobar, Malcolm's giant follower even pretends to be nervous because, as Malcolm said, fear communicates itself to others, setting the mood.
Then Malcolm makes his dramatic appearance as Malcallum the Black Sorcerer in a theatrical gown and this bright burnished silver hat that throws weird dancing reflections of light into the trees.
He creates these terrifying illusions. A deep, rhythmic breathing sound echoing through the woods, a guttural laugh, the appearance of Surthreknish,
The demon face.
a demonic red face materializing in the fog, followed by a black, shimmering night warrior figure with a horned helmet and axe. It must have been horrifying.
How did he do it?
The sources suggest clever use of sound projection, perhaps phosphorus or other powders in those black circles to glow, and using that sacred blackwood scepter to subtly direct light or maybe project images. Smoke and mirrors, essentially, but expertly done.
The psychological impact is immense. Macadish, despite his earlier composure, is reduced to a cowering, pleading figure.
His involuntary cry of terror at the name Surthreknish that reveals a deep-seated Scotty superstition. This demon is described as a flesh-eater, a renderer, a terror of limbs that steals souls. Terrifying folklore.
And in his fear, Macadish even speaks Erluin for the first time. Malcallum pretends to offer him to the demon.
Which is the final push. Macadish breaks and reveals Keren's full plan. A war party of 200 Scotty clansmen will arrive in less than 3 weeks.
200, Scotty, that's bad. They need to take the castle now.
Immediately. There's no time to waste. With this crucial intel, Will moves to his innovative solution for their numerical disadvantage. The upside-down cart.
Ah, yes, the cart. Explain this.
Okay, so a small attacking force. Will, Horace, and 4 Skandians will approach the castle hidden under this modified walking cart. Basically, a large frame covered in canvas carried from the inside. Will designed it himself.
Apparently not the best artist, though.
No. Horace and Malcolm apparently gave him a hard time, critiquing his drawing skills, pointing out his wheels were pointy at one end and a squashed-up shape.
So the cart hides the attackers. But how do they get close?
The diversion is key. Malcolm's illusions will create this terrifying spectacle on the castle's south wall, drawing the majority of Keren's defenders there.
Leaving the west wall vulnerable for the cart approach.
Exactly. But the preparation and patience required. Immense. They physically transport the cart components and scaling ladders through difficult terrain, then endure this long, cold wait under the cart right near the wall.
Horace gets restless, doesn't he? Trying to compose limericks that struggle to rhyme with Macindaw.
Provides a bit of humor, that human touch. It also reminds us, as Malcolm notes, that success hinges on fine margins. Failure is just a few seconds away from success, he says, referencing how his illusions almost went wrong.
Close call, but they didn't go wrong. The assault on Macindaw begins, a signal rocket is fired.
Followed by Malcolm's terrifying projections. Huge shadowy figures, a dragon, a lion, the demon face again, the night warrior, and this bone-chilling laughter echoing everywhere.
Keren, initially believing it's just a trick to draw attention away from a main attack elsewhere, fatally shifts defenders to the south wall.
He miscalculates completely. Buttle, though, he's terrified. He initially believes it's real sorcery, shouting, "It's sorcery! You said there was no sorcerer! Look at this, you fool!"
That highlights the power of belief again, doesn't it? Buttle's superstition makes him instantly vulnerable to the illusion.
Absolutely. But Keren is tragically wrong. The real attack is launched by Will and Horace, with the Skandians, on the now lightly defended west wall.
Horace reveals his oak leaf blazon, battles fiercely.
Showing his superior swordsmanship, Will's precise archery takes down defenders from the ramparts, creating a secure foothold for their small but mighty force.
Then comes the Buttle confrontation. It's intensely personal. Buttle recognizes Horace.
And uses a secret trapdoor to ambush him. Very cowardly.
Horace is initially unarmed. Buttle throws a spear at him. But Horace cleverly uses his buckler as a weapon, then draws his sword.
Demonstrating his superior skill against the less adept Buttle. The sources note Horace never accepted defeat. He fights smart.
Then the massive Trobar arrives, swinging a huge club, his eyes fixed on Buttle.
Because Buttle had tried to kill Shadow, Will's dog, earlier. Payback time.
Trobar injures Buttle, but takes a serious sword wound himself in the exchange.
A heavy blow. Buttle, defeated but not captured, manages to flee, leaving Trobar severely wounded. Horace immediately uses his basic first aid kit, recognizing how bad the injury is.
A tough moment. Will, meanwhile, is pursuing Keren. He infiltrates the keep.
And cleverly uses a torch and ricocheting arrows off the walls to overcome Keren's men guarding the stairs. Resourceful as ever.
The final showdown is loaded with tension. Will finds Alyss, mesmerized by Keren's sword, The pommel is that blue gemstone.
And Keren gives the order. Alyss is to kill Will if Keren himself is harmed. An awful position for Will.
And this is where the human element becomes the ultimate weapon. Faced with his own demise and Alyss's enslavement, Will utters a simple, profound truth. Alyss, I love you. I always have.
It's not just a confession. It's raw, authentic emotion. The sources strongly suggest this single act, this vulnerability, shatters Keren's sophisticated mesmerism. It proves that true connection, unselfish love, can override even powerful psychological manipulation.
Incredible. In the ensuing chaos, Will uses a throwing knife, creating smoke, the smell of burning flesh forcing Keren to stumble backward.
And fall to his death from the tower window. A dramatic end for the villain.
Alyss emerges from the trance, but with no memory of the events. She just asks Will if he had told her twice that he loved her.
A strange, lingering effect of the mesmerism, perhaps. Or maybe something deeper broke through. It leaves you wondering.
In the aftermath, there's a period of recovery and some important farewells. Malcolm heals Trobar.
Who had lost enough blood to kill 2 normal men. Malcolm attributes his survival to his massive size. Tough individual.
And in a truly hard decision, Will makes the emotional choice to give his beloved dog, Shadow, to Trobar.
Sensing that Shadow needs Trobar more, especially after Trobar saved her life and got wounded protecting her, it highlights Will's selflessness, his deep understanding of connection, even amidst his own loneliness.
Very moving. Then, Sir Doric, the battlemaster of Norgate, and Ranger Marilon arrive with a relief force.
And Marilon, who is prejudiced against Skandians, immediately calls them treacherous pirates. Not very diplomatic.
No. But Horace steps in, defending the Skandians, and he uses his full, impressive title.
Let's hear it again.
Sir Horace, Knight Chevalier of the Oakleaf, B Company Commander, Heirloom Royal Guard, and appointed champion to Cassandra, the Princess Royal.
Phew. That usually shuts people up.
Yeah.
He asserts his authority and silences Marilon, proving himself not just a fighter, but a skilled diplomat.
Yeah, it demonstrates how reputation and, soft power can be as effective as direct confrontation, even against a fellow ranger or a battle master.
Though Horace does add a friendly tease, admitting he's not actually Evelyn's champion yet.
He expects it to be just a matter of time. Classic Horace optimism.
Looking ahead, the Skandians begin building a new wolf ship, the Sea Wolf. They plan to remain as a temporary garrison until it's complete.
A practical arrangement. And Malcolm?
He declines Ormond's offer to move into the castle.
Right.
Prefers to stay in Grimsdale Wood to protect his people. And he plans to continue his illusions occasionally, just to deter intruders, keep the local legend alive.
Smart. Maintain the mystique.
And in a powerful revelation, Malcolm reveals the stalactite pebble was just an ordinary river stone.
No magic at all.
None inherent in the stone. Its power came entirely from Alyss's belief in it. Malcolm explains that mesmerism is a matter of belief and focus.
Wow, that's a profound insight into the power of conviction. Belief can grant immense power even to ordinary objects, transforming something worthless into something invaluable.
Exactly. Will, reflecting on this, decides to keep it as a memento of a very devious healer.
I bet. Finally, we turn to Will's personal journey. He struggles with his feelings for Alyss, unsure how to approach her.
Despite Horace's very plain-spoken advice that they are both too intelligent for their own good when it comes to matters of the heart. Probably true.
Will returns to his cabin at Seacliff Fife, initially feeling lonely, and gets a bit of bad news. The innkeeper's daughter, Delia, whom he thought was a friendly face, has married.
A small disappointment, but then a letter changes everything.
From Alyss.
From Alyss. She recounts her dream of him confessing his love, which Horace apparently told her wasn't a dream, and she admits she loves him too, spurred by Horace's simple advice to just say it.
Good old Horace, playing Cupid.
Sometimes the direct approach is best.
And what does this culminating moment signify? Will's immediate joyful decision to rush to Alyss, grabbing his mandola as he leaves.
It signifies a newfound happiness, doesn't it? A space for music, for personal joy, back in his life after all the danger and duty.
It's a beautiful culmination of all the challenges and personal growth we've witnessed. It really reminds us that even in the most perilous situations, the human element, courage, loyalty, and yes, even love can be the most powerful force of all.
Absolutely. This deep dive truly illustrates how the interplay of diverse skills, ranger ingenuity, a knight's combat prowess, a healer's medical knowledge and mastery of illusion, and even a Skandian's fierce loyalty can turn the tide against overwhelming odds. It's a real testament to how creative thinking and maybe more importantly, a deep understanding of human psychology can achieve what brute force alone cannot.
Absolutely. And beyond the grand strategy, we saw these profound personal journeys. Gundar's recovery of pride, Horace's growth as a leader and a diplomat, Malcolm's unwavering ethical compass.
And of course, Will and Alyss navigating their complex feelings and the power of, well, finally speaking the truth.
It reminds us that even in the most perilous situations, the human element, courage, loyalty, belief, love, that can be the most powerful force of all.
Which I think raises an important question for you, our listener. In your own life, when you're faced with an overwhelming challenge, where might you find that hidden stellatite, that overlooked element, or maybe just the power of your own belief, that could turn the impossible into the achievable? What seemingly simple or mundane tool might you already possess that, with the right focus, could become your greatest asset?
Something to think about. Until next time, keep digging, keep questioning, and keep exploring the depths of knowledge with us on The Deep Dive.